Make sure that's cleaned up. Don't want any crazy stuff. Waiting for you guys to get in here in the chat room. Dun, 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 dun. What the hell are you, brother? Waiting on you guys to get in here in the room so we can chitty chat it up. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I'm using the wireless mic setup again. Just want to make sure that it's all good. Don't want to be you know, it sound like complete and total crap. I mean, it's Monday night. There's a bunch of stuff going on today, though. So, plenty of stuff to talk about, especially if you're an Apple fanboy like myself. Breakup, sorry about that. Ryan? Oh, man, don't get me started yet, Ryan. I'm not sure. Sound is good. Glinda? Kevin says, I've been offline for a few days, really backed up, only emails. Have you done the A9 review yet? No, I haven't. As a matter of fact, oh no, that sucks, really? Yeah, I'm just now trying to finish up my Fuji X-T3 full review. Mainly because, you know, B&H has been so good to this channel. I can't say enough good things about them. You know, just being able to send me out gear whenever I need something new. Something new I want to check out. They're always there, always available. Thus far, just a fantastic company to work with. The sound keeps dropping, really? I wonder if it's just the internet, maybe. Boy, every time you say something, the sound screws up. That's really disheartening. Give me a second, let me... Alright. What's going on, Nathan? How you doing, brother? Right, it's popping. Shit, this really sucks. Doing good, mine. Just happened. Damn it. Alright, I tell you what. Let's do this. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing. I am so sorry, guys. I just wanted to chat about the things. I had this boosted. I had it up like plus 6 decibel or plus 10 decibels. Sony's hacking into your feed for leaving them. What do you think of the Sigma lenses? We got you, bro. Okay, sweet. I think I've got it now. I had it up plus 10 decibels in here. It should be back to good now, right? Almost 5 minutes into this live broadcast, and we're now just figuring out sound. Almost as hot as the A9. Yeah, Eric Rossi's hacking me. All right, good. So it sounds good again. So yeah, plus 10 decibels would probably do the trick if you wanted to overload your broadcast. All right, sound is great now. Replacement A9 overheated, by the way. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I've been kind of busy today, so I didn't get a chance to watch his video. Yeah, I don't know what the hell was going on, you know, with his camera. So yeah, if you want to talk Sony A9 here real quick, I just recently decided that I don't think that I'm going to get the A9 in for a review. And mainly because I don't really think that most of the people in my viewing audience really has any plans to buy that camera. Now, there's probably 10 or 15 that are hardcore professionals that would probably buy it, but if they're already at that level, there is a really good chance. He said it overheating on idle, no use. That's ridiculous. But yeah, if they're already at that level, I'm assuming that they would just buy it and try it out themselves anyway. There would be really no need to wait around for a review. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's always that. Not to mention, that camera is not really targeted towards me, considering that I don't do sports, I don't do NASCAR, I don't do horse racing, I don't do any level of fast-moving subjects. So I just don't think that it's really, you know, for me. You know, I guess to a certain extent, I could just ride the hype train, get it in from B&H, but really, I'm more excited about the X-T3 that I've got on order. So, I've got that coming in, and I've also got the trio of the F2 primes that Fuji just recently put out. Well, at least the 50 is kind of brand new, but I've got the 3 primes for Fuji that are coming, and that kind of excites me a little bit more. I don't know why. It doesn't seem like it ought to, but it kind of does. And maybe that's just because I'm still on my honeymoon phase with the X-T2. Did you guys catch my vlog last Friday, by the way? I'm interested if anyone actually saw it and enjoyed it. Because if you guys did, maybe I should do more videos like that. I really enjoyed myself that day. I don't know if that was just because I was buzzing all around town on that Segway, or if it was because I had the new camera and I got to shoot it. The only way to prevent the overheating is battery grip with the A9. Wow. Are you leaving Sony? I'm not leaving Sony. I still have my Sony cameras. See, here's one right here. And I got another one in my bag. I don't care what anyone says. Fujifilm needs to make a full frame with the tracking of the X-T2, just saying. Will you ever go medium format? Lots of options now. You know, medium format is interesting. Considering the price point of the GFX, that is a really solid prospect for anyone that does a lot of studio work, does a lot of portraiture. I mean, if you are a hardcore professional, that is such a viable option. You know, at 50 megapixels, I don't know why anyone would need any more than that. So, Ryan Button says, will you get the iMac Pro? I want it. I mean, just the fact that it is the same color, that space gray, as my MacBook Pro. I mean, that is just, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. But I mean, I think it's too beefy for me. I wished. What's going on, man? Finding Middle Earth, aka Eric Marks, says, are you still loving that X-T2? Why, yes, sir. Did you watch my vlog on Friday? You should check it out, dude. I felt like I was getting some of the best shots of my life. Nathan says, I downsized from the GH5 to the A6500, going for a smaller setup. The GH5 is too heavy since I work out a lot. But yeah, getting back to the GFX. Razer Blade Pro is better and lighter. Stop it, Nathan, with your bullshit. Millie, what's up? It is a busy room tonight. Well, I mean, it was Monday night, and I was busy all day, and I couldn't get my pre-produced video edited in time to make the schedule, but I at least wanted to at least talk to you guys, chit-chat or whatever. But I do, getting back to the GFX again, I do think it's a really interesting option because there's really no... yes, me too. Thank you, Eric. I love those contrasty shots. I am a huge contrast slut. I'm a tech geek, man. Yeah. WRX Mike says, X-T2 is an amazing camera, super light and quick to focus. All of those things, 100% true. But yeah, the GFX, I mean, if you do studio work, if you do boudoir, if you do anything in studio where you've got lots of time to set up and you're able to shoot a lot slower, I can't really see the reason for spending all of the extra money, say like on a Phase 1 or a Hasselblad. I really do think that Fuji kind of tapped into a market. You know, they might even release a better one, like a 100 megapixel, GFX style camera later on. I think they could probably steal quite a bit of the business away from companies like Phase 1 and Hasselblad, especially if the image quality of these GFX lenses are as good and as sharp, and if they have the same beautiful color rendition as these X series lenses. So now let's talk about Apple today. Do we have any fans of Apple in this room besides me and Ryan, apparently? Or they should just release full frame. I agree with that too. Yeah, I don't think Fuji will ever do the full frame because they skipped the market to start attacking the mirrorless medium format. Too much competition for them in full frame. Yeah, I believe that's 100% true. I mean, they now have a nice firm grip on the APS-C size, and so there was really no competition in the marketplace for medium format. There was only the ultra expensive, the ultra I can't afford that shit, and they now made the situation so much more affordable for a lot of other people. You know, they probably wanted to shoot medium format, wanted to get that larger size print, higher resolution, and now it is way more accessible to even the most, you know, low end of studio photographers at this point. I mean, the mall photographers, there's a really good chance that even they'll start buying GFXs. I mean, you deal in high volume. I mean, it's gonna be beautiful stuff. I'm gonna get the 10.5 iPad Pro. Yeah, let's talk about the Apple stuff real quick. The the HomePod is just like the worst product name I think I've ever heard. So I do think it looks all right. It wasn't like mind-blowing or anything. I wish that they had made something just a little bit different. Hey, I'm gonna change this light over here. Let's go blue. Yeah, it's much better. So they got a lot of good stuff that they rolled out today in today's announcement. Now the iMac Pro for me is tempting like on the surface, and so while I'm perfectly comfortable with paying that price if I was doing something else. If I was doing like hardcore 3D rendering, if I was doing any sort of CAD, if I was doing anything that required lots and lots of heavy computational power, then yes, maybe. But I swear to God, this is a 2014 5K iMac 27-inch, and it has handled everything beautifully for me for the last 2 or 3 years. So there's, for me, no sense in upgrading at all to a Pro. I might get the top of the line iMac 27-inch, just the regular iMac, but yeah, I don't know that the iMac Pro is for me. The only reason that they have set it up the way they do is because they know that people want that color. I want that color, like really bad. That space gray. I mean, we've been asking for that space gray in that large form factor computer, and but I'm not paying $5,000 for a color. Just not happening. I've been perfectly okay all this time with the silver. $5,000 for a color, and I don't really need that beefy of computational power. The top of the line iMac 27-inch is going to be fantastic. It's going to have the new processor, the Kaby Lake, up to 64 gigabytes of RAM. What was it? 8 gigabytes of VRAM. Up to 8 gigabytes of VRAM. Does that sound right, or is it 4? I'm pretty sure it was 8 though. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff packed into it. I do like the fact that they did upgrade the iPad Pros. The iPad Pros now seem to be a little bit more pro than they were before, because before it was basically just an enlarged iPhone. So I was never really interested. The larger form factor was pretty great though. Sam's Club large drink, yeah, buddy. This water, look, I know that it's bad for the environment. At least that's what they tell me. But I like styrofoam. I like styrofoam more than plastic. I like plastic more than glass. So, Nathan, he says, if you consider building your own computer, look up some Hackintosh builds. I used to build my own computers all the time when I was still PC. But I just really like, Apple's build quality. So, yeah, I've considered a Hackintosh several different times. I just don't want to hassle trying to do all that. I'd rather pay for it and be done with it. Okay, I got something that I want to talk about. This bag. It's that good. It really is. I mean, you can watch all the reviews, all the things on the internets, and you can get a really, really, really good idea of, what you're working with or what you hope to be getting. But I mean, this is something completely different. I didn't expect it to be this well built. Eric says, I have mostly Mac, and very surprisingly, my Lenovo Y700 laptop outperforms my iMac 5K with photo and video editing. For real? That's hard to believe, man. Oh. I bet you that you're using Adobe Premiere and you're not a Final Cut Pro 10 editor. That's probably why. I love optimization. Final Cut Pro 10 works just blazing fast on the iMac. But, you know, some people they really like Adobe. So I'm both Apple in the software and in the hardware department. So, are you really? And it works better? So how are you editing video on a Lenovo with your Final Cut Pro 10 then, bro? Enlighten me. Unless you've turned that into a Hackintosh. But yeah, this bag is that good. You don't really realize how well built it is until you actually get it in your hands. And it is external SSD Hackintosh, yeah. Okay, well, I mean, that's an option. Don't get me thinking, man. I've spent way too much money in the last, I don't know, 2 weeks. I don't need to spend any more money for a while. My renters are actually moving out of my rental property, so there goes that income. So no more money. No, I spent my limit for at least 3 months. I've just too much. Unless something goes on sale from Fuji. Unfortunately, it's none of it's their lenses. They did have a sale right now though. Nathan says, I looked at the Peak Design bags, too expensive for my blood. It is too expensive for everyone, really. I mean, it's those little conveniences, it's those little details. I mean, it is sort of like a luxury item. I mean, I was getting by just fine with my $100 Case Logic, the SR206 bag. But I mean, it's all that, you know, sort of cheaper nylon style stuff. And I mean, you know, every now and then you just want something that's a little more, what's up? You know, so I'm not an elitist and I'm not a brand whore or anything, but I really do like their products. Glenda's Creative Space, that will come in September. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the iPhone stuff will come in September. Lens or bag, I'd go lens every day. Millie says, I like the X100F. Yeah, I've been meaning to ask you, Millie, have you made a decision on which direction you're going to go? Mike says, what would you do, the 10 to 24 F4 or the 16 1.4 prime? I don't know. It really depends on your needs, but I've got the 16 1.4 prime. This is just an extremely useful focal range. I got the Sony 10 to 18 f4, $100 off yesterday. The price dropped. So what, you got it for like, what, $7.99 or... No, I think it's $6.99, ain't it? Yeah, $6.99 for that one. So, yeah. That's honestly not a bad price. I like the 10-18. As a matter of fact, I wanted to let everyone know that I sold my last Sony lens today. So now the only thing I have for my Sony systems are these Sigma lenses, the 19mm and the 30mm. Sold my 50, I sold all the zooms, and now all investment dollars are going into Fuji lenses. Period, end of story. I'm having a really hard time though. I'm having a really hard time deciding on the 35mm. Either the f2 or the 1.4. Nope, been using Nikon right now, but I'm still thinking Canon. Let the boos begin. I'm not gonna boo you. Not gonna boo you. I say, girl, you get whatever works for you. Seriously, there's absolutely no reason to get, you know, the recommended gear. Get your recommended gear. But yeah, I'm gonna invest all in the Fuji lenses. They are more expensive than the APS-C line of cameras or lenses from Sony, but they are infinitely better. Have you used the 19mm 1.8 Sony? I'm either going to keep the 10 to 18 or the 19mm. The 10 to 18 is great. I mean, it's versatile. If you really need that wide angle, I say fine, great. The 16mm 1.8 on Sony is just horrendous. Just don't even get it. Seriously. Formica says, hi, do you think that the A6000 is a better overall bang for your buck versus the A6300, or should I get the A6300? I have both cameras. I own both of them, and it really depends on what you need. If you're just taking photos, if you're just taking photographs, the A6000 is a fantastic buy, especially if you can find it used. The image quality in my opinion, is just a tiny bit sharper than the A6300. But if you need video, or if you want video in any way, shape, or form, get the A6300. It's better built, heftier build quality, so it's going to last you a little bit longer. Better components overall, in my opinion. It's just an overall better built camera, but if you're just strictly not professional and you're just wanting to take photographs, go with the A6000. I mean, I even took the A6000 on professional shoots. It performed really well. I never had any failures. I never had it, go crazy on me or anything. So it was a reliable camera for when I used it. And then when I got the A6300, I used this one more so than the A6000. But I kept the A6000 as a backup camera because, like I said, I think that the images are sharper coming out of the A6000, and this is in photo mode, than the A6300. So, but with these Sigma lenses, I've not been paying a whole lot of attention to sharpness, and I know that a lot of people do. So, Millie says I might try the A6000. Might. You should at least give it a shot, Millie. Seriously. I mean, leave no stone unturned. How's the battery life comparing the two? Well, I mean, the A6300 is obviously going to be more demanding, and they both share the same battery. So, I mean, like I said, if you're into video, you're definitely going to want to get the A6300. And if you shoot in 4K video, it's going to generate more heat. It's going to eat the battery faster. Generally, it's not good on either camera, but it is generally about an hour's worth of screen on time. So, I don't know. It never hindered me from getting my job done. It's faster than changing a roll of film. Just pop the battery out real quick and slap another one in. But that is one of the reasons why I picked up the Fuji X-T3. I mean, when I want the battery grip on here and I want to not be interrupted, I don't want to, mess up the flow of the photo shoot, then yeah, this is a fantastic option. So, Millie said, "Yeah, I had a Fuji and did not like mirrorless." Oh, girl. Yeah, but you had the X-T10, I do believe. I got a chance to play with the X-T20, as you saw in my vlog video last weekend, and I like it. It's not as good. I don't like where the lug placement is on the bottom. Blocks the battery if you have a plate on the bottom. It does have a couple little quirks, but the image quality is just stupid. And I want to use the Fuji lenses, on a smaller form factor camera. So that requires that I use these. But, money's already spent. I'm not going to get rid of my Sonys. They are good. The image quality is not bad. I mean, I'll just use them until they burn up and then call it good. So, if I don't use them as much, they'll just sit there in reserve. It's not like it's a piece of shit just because new stuff comes out. You know what I mean? So, I don't know why. There's a lot of people out there that just like Apple's announcements. Here I am going, oh my God, should I sell my MacBook Pro? I just got it 5 months ago. I need the KB Lake. Like, how did I live without that? But you did live without it. So, you don't have to upgrade every single time someone puts something new out. Can you do a video on budget field monitors for in-studio use? I can, yeah, totally. I got to get a few in, so if you have any suggestions, let me know. Either shoot me an email or leave it in comments after the video's over, and let me know which ones you all want me to try out. Millie says, I agree wholeheartedly. I think the image quality is phenomenal, but I always went back to my Canon. Well, I mean, if that's where you feel comfortable, then you should definitely stay there. Atomos Ninja Flame and Ninja 2 I thought you were like budget. I mean, because there's plenty of comparisons of those two field monitors out there. Everyone loves the Atomos stuff. As a matter of fact, I love them. I almost got them because none of the cameras that I now own, even though I said that I was never going to buy another camera until it had a fully articulating screen, but that's how powerful this camera was for me, boys and girls. That's how powerful that camera was for me. So, really good camera. I am just still blown away. As a matter of fact, I should have the full X-T2 review either out tomorrow or the next day. I finally, literally, it's just now, it's the 5th, and I just now got my film scans in that I sent in 10 days ago. So, there's that. What would be the better entry stills? A7, A7 II, or invest in the A7R2, trying to give these as a wedding gift? What would be the better? Well, I mean, the better, I guess, would be, whichever one provides the most megapixels, which is the A7R. But if you like image stabilization, bye, Millie. But if you need the image stabilization, then the A7 II is great. But if you just shoot slow and you're very meticulous with your shots, the A7, entry level is perfectly great. It's really good. And yeah, I mean, if it's just entry to the system that you're looking for, the A7, you can't make a bad decision with any of those. Probably the only bad decision would be in the video department if the overheating issue is ever going to be a problem for you. But I will say, yeah, Ryan says, I love my A7. And it's a fantastic form factor. It's that sort of happy medium between the ultra small and the big. And I think that's kind of the reason why I decided on the Fujifilm, because it was a nice compromise between these ultra small A6000 bodies and the much larger full-size DSLRs. So it kind of serves both purposes. It's small and light, like a mirrorless camera ought to be. That's the reason I moved to mirrorless. But it's also thick and beefy enough and robust enough that I would easily use that as a full DSLR replacement any day of the week. Let me see. What was it? Was there anything else to chat about today? Oh yeah. So I just got my film scans in today. So if you guys still have some rolls of film out there that you're waiting to be developed, or you got them developed and then you forgot to send them in to me, send them in, because I'm probably going to do the film episode tomorrow. I got probably like 3 or 4 people that have actually sent in really, really nice film images, and I got some pretty good images too, but half my roll was damaged. Like 16 exposures of my roll were damaged. So I got about 20 images, and even a couple of those, like at the very start of the roll and right there at the cutoff, I got like half burn-ins. So it was kind of sucky, because the month of May was to take shots of animals, and the ones that I really wanted to use, damaged. Yes, again. So I am really having a hard time considering using the Minolta X570 again on another roll film. I don't want to waste it and spend the same amount. I mean, it's $20 every single time I want to get a roll of film developed. So I'm seriously thinking about just picking up a Pentax K1000, to be perfectly honest, and just calling it good. So either that, or might go with like a Canon, what was it, the AE, or maybe just an old Nichromat. I still love the old Nichromat, but I don't want to invest in new film lenses. So I'm thinking maybe just grab another more modern Minolta or something, not try to use that one in particular. Everyone seems to really love the X700, so I might go that route, just so that I don't have to invest in new glass. Of course, I could always adapt damn near anything I wanted to onto the camera, so there's a chance that I might use, I don't know. It's just decisions. We see, when you get too much camera gear and you just get too much equipment, you start going, I don't really know what to use. So I guess first world problems, right? Formica says, hey, do you think that the one speed light in a shoot through umbrella is enough to get great lighting in overcast conditions on location? Yeah, absolutely. Got to slow down on the gas main. Yeah, I know. Believe me, I know. But, you kind of get in the groove. And you know what? Half the reason is because of you all. Like, you all ask me, just like now, hey, man, when are you going to do that review on that one thing? Or, hey, man, can you grab that and review that for me? So 9 times out of 10, I either have to buy it myself, or I have to wait for a company to send it to me, or I can make a request, and sometimes they won't reply to me, and then I have to go buy it. So it's because of you all. So fucking stop it. Stop sending me requests, and I won't have all this crap that I'm now selling on eBay to help condense. I've done a lot of life editing here lately. I was thinking $300 to $500 on the field monitor idea. Yeah, as a matter of fact, there's a lot of good field monitors now, even really cheap ones, even in the 7-inch range. I know you're talking 3 to 5. If I was going to buy a really nice dedicated field monitor at this point right now, I think that it would probably be the small HD 5-inch. You see that new one? Came out at NAB. That would be the one I think that I would be picking up. I have a lot of confidence in the phone apps to use as a field monitor for myself in like this situation. Now, if I was actually going to be doing a lot of field filming, then yeah. Then definitely. If I was going to be doing a lot of hardcore client work, it would probably most definitely be the small HD 5-inch, the one released at NAB. I'm not 100% for sure if it is out yet. So if that is something that you guys are looking into, be careful. There might be some knockoffs out there. I don't think it's been released yet, so make sure you get genuine. I've heard nothing but good things out of it. I might go ahead and just pick one up for myself so that I have it in situations where I need to film something involving the screen or the menu system, like on the Fuji, because you can actually do out. Last question. Did you really get posing down before you offered work? I can take a decent picture, but wanted to move more portraits. No. Okay. Were you talking the 5 or the 7-inch one? I'm only buying on B&H Photo. The 5-inch. It's a brand new one, though. I don't know if it's been released yet, so yeah, it might be available for pre-order. Now, as far as offering work to clients, no. Posing, while it's good, I did a lot of just portraiture work. I did a ton of impromptu, some sort of like, I tried to get my clients to act as natural and as candid in front of the camera as possible, because personally, I hate very, very posed pictures. So even if I'm working with a model, I usually just try to make them feel comfortable. Hey, take a couple shots of your favorite bourbon or whatever. Just get loose. This is just a conversation. We're just hanging out. We're just talking. And you be you. Let me see your personality. I would literally spend probably 15 or 20 minutes, and my girlfriend would always be there, like complimenting the hair or helping with makeup and wardrobe and stuff like that. And we were kind of a team in that respect. So just having that opportunity of 20 to 30 minutes before we even get started was a really opportune time to just loosen the model up, get them to relax, not be as nervous, because as soon as you start pointing a camera in their face, they immediately go, especially if they're new. Now, if they're seasoned models, then they're going to have no problem doing their poses, going through the motions and stuff like that. Seasoned models are honestly, they're really good about knowing what we want already, so we don't have to give them a lot of direction. But if you're doing stuff with people that are just looking to get some photographs done, you're probably going to have to do a little bit of coaxing, a little bit of effort will go into that. But you have to be confident as a photographer before you can ever make them feel confident. Because you have to have sort of an air of in charge. You've got to look and know what you're doing so that you will inspire confidence. Because, people can smell bullshit from a mile away. And if you're trying to fake it too much, then, they're going to see through it. So just be confident in yourself, know your shit, know how to adjust to changing conditions as fast as possible, and don't fudge too much. Know your stuff. And you can do practice runs, ask friends to come over and ask them to model for you. You can download apps on your phone that have like little modeling poses already built in. And you can say, can you do this, or can you try and replicate this? Just play around and test those kind of things out. Find a really cool location, test out some poses, show them the pose and go, here, just try this and let me take some shots. And they might laugh and they might feel stupid, but at the same time, you're going to get some really nice candid shots in between the poses. And for me, those were always the best ones. So now that's working with pose work. Now, if I ever did a wedding, pose shots were just kind of part of it. If you did, group shots, wedding party shots. But my favorite shots were always the details, the candid shots, not the groups. I would usually get a second shooter to do all of the official portraits, because they were posed. They were kind of boring to me, while I was run around and I would get the details, and I would get the small things, the ring shots, the shoes, the dress. waiting for those candid moments, those tender moments, those, you know, softer moments between bride and dad, bride and groom, bride and mother, or, you know, groom and mom, all those kind of things. Those were the things that I look forward to. So, yeah, I mean, it's just stuff that you pick up along the way, and I think that probably, you know, one of the best ways to get experience is to volunteer to be a second shooter. So, thanks so much for answering my questions. I just started following your channel. Thanks again, man. You are welcome. I appreciate the follow and the support. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and hop on out of here. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. You can find me at thephotovideoshow. And I put a lot of content on my Instagram account that I don't put on YouTube. So it's a little bit more impromptu. It's a little bit more candid. It's a little bit more fun. So if you're on Instagram and you like to, you know, check on that kind of stuff, follow me. That would be awesome.
We needed a cameo because that snoot is so pink. We need to be on a live show because you're so cute. Look at him. Look at him. He's so cute.
Yeah, that's my baby.
One of 3.
One of my 3 children.
He's rotten. He smells like old cheese. He smells like old cheese.
So now,
bye everybody.
So now he's famous. Don't forget to thumbs up the video if you liked it, and also definitely double thumbs up for the ferrets. All right, guys, I'll see you all later. Peace out.